Hi, welcome to Shasan. Shasan is a competitive, high-octane political strategy game where each player is a politician competing for power. When the heat is on, what will you stand for? Each player selects a player mat, its corresponding set of voter pegs, and its IOU token. Place the public reserve and the HQ mat around the board as is convenient. All players now vote to determine who goes as player 1. In case of a tie, vote again. Players cannot vote for themselves. Yeah, you, stop voting for yourself. Players take turns in a clockwise order. Player 1 gets any one resource of their choice from the public reserve. Player 2 gets any 2 resources, and so on. The objective of the game is to become the most powerful politician in the country. As you can see, the country is divided into 9 zones. Each of these zones can hold a fixed number of maximum voters. The second number is the total number of voter pegs that can fit into a zone. And the first number is how many you need to form a majority there. For instance, the West zone has space for 17 voters in total, and you need only 9 of them to form a majority there. This Northwest zone needs 6 out of 11 voters to form a majority. The game ends when all possible majorities have been formed in all zones. The player with the highest number of majority voters wins the game. Your total number of voter pegs on the board do not matter. Only the voters used to form majorities count towards your final score. I repeat, the popular vote doesn't necessarily win. Let's talk about buying voters. Influencing voters. There will be 3 voter cards open on the HQ mat at all times. Voter cards can contain 1, 2, or 3 voters. Each voter card also has a combination of resources on it. Pay these resources to the public reserve to influence as many voters as the card contains and place them on the board. Keep in mind that the voters from a single voter card cannot be split across zones. Non-majority voters are placed on the board with the blank side up. After forming a majority in a zone, flip over as many voters as were required to form the majority, with the party symbol side up. These are now majority votes. After a voter card is influenced, discard it immediately and draw a new one in its place. The resources that you use to influence voters are the lifeblood of your campaign. As a politician, you have 4 resources at your disposal. That's funds, media, clout, and trust. Players have a default resource cap of 12. You must choose and discard any excess resources down to your current resource cap before you can continue with your turn. You can also trade resources with other players. Trades can happen in any ratio, but resources cannot be donated. You must exchange at least 1 resource each. Resources are earned by answering ideology cards. At the start of your turn, the player to your right will draw the top ideology card and read both sides aloud to you. These cards ask important political and social questions. You must pick between the 2 answers. Each will give you different resources. After confirming your answer, keep the card under your player mat with your answer face up and receive the resources denoted on it. Before you answer an ideology card, you can also choose to have it be redrawn by paying any 4 resources to the public reserve. If you're reading out an ideology card for another player, make sure to keep it hidden until they have confirmed their answer. Every campaign box is especially designed for this purpose. Cards containing mature and sensitive themes are marked with these symbols. You may choose to remove these cards before the game begins. Doing so will not affect the gameplay. Both answers on an ideology card belong to different ideologues, denoted by the colored band at the bottom of the card. There are 4 ideologues in the game: the capitalist, the supremo, the showstopper, and the idealist. These are powerful leaders with opposing political ideologies. As you answer more ideology cards, you will build your political identity over the course of the game and unlock exciting ideologue powers. Every ideologue has a common passive power. For every 2 ideology cards you have of an ideologue, you get 1 extra resource of that type. Having 3 ideology cards of a single ideologue unlocks the level 3 power. Similarly, having 5 ideology cards of a single ideologue unlocks their level 5 power. Now let's say you've given 2 answers belonging to the capitalist. Becoming a capitalist has its own perks. You will now get 1 extra fun resource at the starting of each turn. Reaching level 3 will unlock the capitalist's prospecting power and allow you to trade 1 resource for 2 with the public reserve each turn. All level 5 powers can break majorities and possibly your will to live. Each ideologue has different powers and playstyles. You can refer to the ideologue cards or your player mat for more information. You can also unlock multiple ideologue powers at the same time. Build a new combination of powers each time you play. Gerrymandering is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. You gain the gerrymandering rights in a zone by having the most voters there. This now gives you influence in all neighboring zones with shared boundary lines. This allows you to gerrymander 1 non-majority voter every turn. You can gerrymander voters in or out of the zone or in between 2 adjacent zones every turn. The larger a zone is, the more zones it can gerrymander. But the more difficult it is to capture as more places can gerrymander you. Pro tip, when you can gerrymander, gerrymander. Use this power to disperse your opponent's voters and consolidate your own. There are 11 volatile areas across the board. If your voter is placed into a volatile area, a headline card is triggered. At the end of the ongoing turn, draw a top headline card and resolve it. Headline cards contain an array of opportunities and penalties that demand adaptability, negotiation, and damage control. Tread lightly. You can either place your own or an opponent's voter into a volatile area. Once a voter peg is placed in a volatile area, it stays there permanently. It cannot be affected in any way. You can also use your resources to buy conspiracy cards. These cards offer a wide range of boosts and attacks. They can cost 4 or 5 resources denoted on the back of the card. You can buy them using any combination of resources. You can use conspiracy cards immediately or save them for later. They can be played at any point in your turn and before or after someone else's turn. To recap, this is what your turn will look like. You answer an ideology card, receive resources from the ideology card and passive ideologue powers, check your resource cap and discard any extra resources. Now, take as many of these actions as you are able to in any order you like. At the end of your turn, players will resolve headline cards for any voters placed in volatile areas. Finally, draw and read an ideology card for the next player. After a majority has been formed in every single zone, the game ends and the final scoring begins. As you can see here, player blue has a majority in the north zone worth 11 points and a majority in the northwest zone worth 6 points, bringing their total to 17 points. Player black has a majority 2 zones, the west zone that is worth 9 points and the central zone that is worth 5 points. This makes their total score 14 points. Player purple has secured the east zone for 9 points and the northeast zone for 6 points. They have also bagged 11 points in the south zone. This brings their total to a massive 26 points. Player pink has 2 majorities in the southwest and the southeast zone, worth 6 points each. They have secured a total of 12 points. After a well-contested battle, player purple has emerged victorious at 26 points. If you haven't already bought the game, head on over to our website to buy it now. A PDF of the rulebook with comprehensive rules and additional game modes is linked in the description below. Good luck and have fun!